All right, hopefully someone tells us the weather conditions. Oh.
Mainly sunny, 19 degrees. The wind from the northwest at 22, gusting to 33 kilometers an hour.
All right, a little bit of a breeze tonight. Not enough to really affect the outcome of this game too much. Just a gentle breeze blowing in from the outfield, but enough of a wind to keep the mosquitoes at bay. We'll definitely take that here. Glad you could join us wherever you may be tuning in from tonight and whomever you may be cheering for. It's Pack the Park night in support of the Southwest Facility Foundation in Swift Current. That's right, here in Swift Current, we're looking at building some new facilities, recreational, starting with a new pool and maybe a field house down the road. And tonight supporting a group of people who are raising funds to help do so. Adam Corte starting on the mound for the 57s, the native of Munster, Saskatchewan, baseball hotbed that it is. He'll be pitching to Luis Ayala, working behind the plate. Gus Kane at second, or Gus Kane at first, rather. Trig Mapes at second base. Wilmer Enriquez at shortstop. Brody Alexander, third base. Getting set to go here. First pitch about to be deployed as Adam Corte throws strike one at 7:01, and we are officially underway in a picturesque Southwest Saskatchewan night for a baseball game. It's the Face for Radio. Ryan Schweitzer bringing you the balls and strikes tonight from Mitchell Field in Swift Current. Ground ball hit up the middle, and the Bulls are going to get a runner on here as J.C. Spinoza puts lumber to baseball on the 0-1. And that'll bring Lee Matsuzaki to the plate. Runner on here, so 57s are going to alter the defensive strategy accordingly with a man on here. 57's going with the popular all-orange look tonight, the chain gang look, if you will, as it's often referred to. Swift still looking for an elusive first win in this young season. Coming into this one, a record of 0-5. Lethbridge, fourth place in the WCBL West. They've struggled a little bit out of the gate as well, 1-3 to start this young season. So they'll look to try and get things rolling. Two teams that are perennially good in the league. Swift Current struggling a bit last year and looking to find their footing this year. But, you know, you talk about conversations, playoff teams, who's going to be good and who's going to make some noise. Lethbridge is always part of that conversation. Well-run group. 0-2. Adam Corte induces a foul ball. Will Brody Alexander have a play? And he collides with fence, unable to squeeze that one, and the count remains 0-2 to Matsuzaki here in the top of the first inning. Carter Clairhout, who's been hitting extremely effectively, waiting in the on-deck area for the Bulls, their big first baseman, veteran of the league. And for the Bulls, they'd like to have nothing better than two ducks on the pond for big Clairhout to try and bring home. Righty on lefty matchup here as Adam Corte tries to get Matsuzaki chasing the seductive high heat. Matsuzaki keeps the sword sheathed, so to speak. Gets the count to 1-2. Leadoff man is on for the Bulls. Swinging strike, and Adam Corte sends Matsuzaki back to the dugout with head down. One down, still got that runner on at first base. Spinoza, no stolen bases as of yet this year, the leadoff hitter. No attempts at any bags as of yet. He's dancing out at first, trying to get in the dome of Adam Corte in the Swift Current 57's defense. 1-0 count to Carter Clairhout. Clairhout 10 hits and 18 at-bats in this young season. He's got a home run already and a couple RBI. He's been walked 2 times. He's also struck out twice as he induces Hunger Games-like competition amongst the youth of Swift Current to chase down that foul ball. So sitting at 1-1 after that foul ball. Jack Kaliski waiting on deck for the Bulls. Ground ball, Wilmer Enriquez. He's going to have a tough play here. Throws it across his body. On time and on target. Wilmer Enriquez. Smooth as a bikini wax at short. Nice little 6-3 put out.
the designated hitter, number 26, Jack Kaliski.
Runner does advance to second base through all that, but the 57s behind Adam Corte get 2 out. Jack Kaliski, 3-hole hitter, who's looking to get things rolling. 3 hits and 19 at-bats. 158 average, 3-hole hitter in Lethbridge. You know that he's going to improve on that as the season gets longer here. Wind picking up a little bit, blowing towards home plate. Breaking ball inside at the letters. Kaliski backs off from that for a 1-0 count. Steven Andrachik waiting in the on-deck area. We'll see if he gets a turn here in the top of the first inning. There's a foul ball, hit right into your living room. 1-1 the count as Kaliski fouls that offering straight back. One and one the count here. Tyler Murphy working dish tonight. Home plate umpire. See umpiring veteran Brent Chadwick. His line drive hit right at Wilmer Enriquez. Loud out. And the Bulls are going to strand one here. Bottom of 1 coming up, and we are scoreless in Swifty. The Swift Current 57s and the Lethbridge Bulls here on Flow Sports Live. As we come back, Jose Ayala deprived of a single as he hit a line drive right at the Lethbridge Bulls second baseman. As Gus Kane is going to step up now. Jose Ayala, Gus Kane, and Wilmer Enriquez due up here for the 57s here in the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless. Lethbridge got a hit in the top of the first. Leadoff single. That runner was left stranded at second base. Bottom of 1 here, Gus Kane hits that a mile up in the air. They got a fine beat on that one at Swift Current International Airport as Spinoza river dances his way underneath that ball for the catch. J.C. Spinoza records out number 2. Jason Berglund out of Parker, Colorado, getting the start for Lethbridge. Working rather efficiently right now. 2 pitches to get 2 outs. He'll take it as Berglund, he's a lefty, winds and fires. 3-hole hitter for the 57s is Wilmer Enriquez, 385 on the year to go with 3 tanks. He's been an offensive bright spot, hit deep, hit back, stay fair, and it's a home run. Wilmer Enriquez. Whammo to left. And the chain gang is on the board thanks to Wilmer Enriquez. Solo tank. And the 57s take a 1-0 lead. Already his 4th nuke of the year. That'll get the hometown fans going. 57's dugout fired up over that one. Wilmer Enriquez, what a bright spot he's been early this season. That'll bring Brody Alexander to the plate. Coulter Wall plays throughout Mitchell Field. As Brody digs in here. Lefty on lefty matchup. Brody watches that pitch bite the outside part of the plate. 1-1 the count here, lefty on lefty. Berglund likes that matchup. Trig Mapes in the on-deck circle. As Brody takes a big hack with cruel intentions, but his bat snaps into the vacant air with the count being 1-2 now with 2 away. Crowd's into it. Wilmer Enriquez helped that out. Native of New Brunswick, New Jersey. Brody jammed on that one. Ground ball to Spinoza. Low velocity grounder, but Spinoza puts together a nice little 6-3, and that'll do it for the 57s. 1 hit, 1 run, no Lethbridge errors, and nobody left on. 1 inning in the books. It's 1-0 Swift here on Flow Sports. All right, to the top of the second we go. 1-0 lead for the Swift Current 57. Steven Andrachik due up now. Andrachik has the dubious honor of being the beer batter for this game. Still looking for his first hit, the native of Kalispell, Montana. Shout out to everyone tuning in Kalispell. Just a beautiful spot there. Love visiting that part of the world. Not too far away from that amazing, what is it called? The Going to the Sun Road? Unreal spot. Beautiful drive. Great camping around Kalispell. Beautiful lakes. Got to have the bear spray on you from time to time. It's all right. Nice little element of danger. 3-0 count here. Is he going to swing here? He's looking for his first hit. How desperate is he? Oh, he takes. 3-1 count as Adam Corte obliges. That was pitch number 16 of Corte's evening. Gave up 1 hit in the first. The native of Munster, Saskatchewan. Glad to have him back. Trying season last year in Swift Current. Corte was a bright spot on the mound. Ate up a lot of innings for the 57s. Full count now after falling behind 3-0. He's worked his way back into it. Goes to the fastball, and Andrachik battling with Corte as that's fouled off. Adonis Bernal on deck. Pitch number 6 of this exchange between Corte and Andrachik. Righty-righty matchup. Ground ball, Trig Mapes has to hurry to that when he gets to it in time. And right on target for the 4-3 put out. One down.
On sale, 2 for $11 at the Diamond Energy beer booth until the end of the inning.
Well, there you go. Beer on sale in Swifty.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 19, Adonis Bernal.
Wednesday night, let's go. Adonis Bernal coming to Lethbridge via Pennsylvania. Looks like this will be his first at-bat of the season. And he certainly wanted to get his season started with a bang there as he darn near swung himself out of his shoes. Nothing and won the count. Talk about wanting to make an impact with your teammates right away. Ooh. Another big cut. Corte, fastball, paying the bills against the one known as Adonis. Check swing off the barrel. Sends that towards his teammates. Nothing in 2 the count. Corte trying to take care of business. Oh, Bernal found something he could drive there. Oh, anxious to get to second there. Well, a couple of big swings and managed to hit that one on the screws. Drew Bufford out of Little Elm, Texas, will look to come up big with 2 down. 273 average on the year. That's 3 hits and 11 at-bats. Righty on righty, wind blowing in from center. Corte seeing what he can get away with that outside corner. Doesn't get the benefit of the doubt from Tyler Murphy that time around. About 2 inches off the plate. Runner checked at first. Can always tell the guys who are willing to steal, they got that oven mitt on. And the runner at first, armed accordingly. 1-1 the count with 1 down here. Bufford at the plate representing number 7 in Lethbridge's batting order. Off the plate from Corte, 2-1. Corte, that pitch jammed him. And that foul ball bounces off the seats here in the Swift. Young man in the red jersey there, he managed to corral that ball. Start making money early in life, kid. Good job. Two-two pitch. Runner is in motion. Throw 1 hops. Swipe bag for Bernal. Oven mitt first into second. Runner in scoring position now with 1 down. Lethbridge trying to get some offense here from the bottom of the order. Adam Corte about to uncork pitch number 30 of his evening. It's ground ball. Enriquez. Automatic on a play like that. 6-3. Down goes Bufford.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 5, Brendan McTavish.
Adonis Bernal makes his way to third base through that as Brendan McTavish will have an at-bat. Now, local product for the Bulls. 3 hits and 15 at-bats. That's a 200 average in this young season. First pitch from Corte, outside the zone, 1-0 count. Jalen Ryan out of El Paso, Texas may get an at-bat here. We'll see if the 57s can take care of McTavish. And McTavish is going to bring in a run here to tie this ball game as he singles into left field, into Braxton Vale's neck of the woods. Bernal comes in to score.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 7, Jalen Bryan.
So Bernal, single, bag, Advances to third on that 6-3 putout, and then brought home by McTavish, bottom part of the order, tying this one up for the visiting Bulls. And they're going to try swiping a runner again here. Throw on time and on target. McTavish erased from the equation. Lethbridge gets a hit, or 2 hits, and a run. And they tie this one up. Bottom of 2 coming up here. Swift Current 57s and Lethbridge Bulls tied at 1 here on Flow Sports. All right, 57s and Lethbridge Bulls squared up at 1 here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Trig Mapes trying to get that bunt down and instead create some backstop fodder. 5, 6, 7 due up for the 57s. Mapes, Rydell Adair, and Lewis Ayala. Swinging strike. Another inning of work for Jason Berglund. Berglund in that 1st inning surrendering 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned as he surrendered a home run as Trig Mapes singles into right field, right along the ground. Ground ball between 1st and 2nd, setting the table for Rydell Adair. Adair managed to put Lumber to baseball a couple times in the 57's most recent game Monday night in Saskatoon. Adair hitting .250 on the year. Product of the Swift Current minor ball system. Former member of the 18U AAA team, which played a few of its games here at Mitchell Field, mostly on the adjacent 18U field here, just a little bit south of us, here on 19th Avenue in Swift Current. Smell of burgers filling the air here. 1-0 count, lefty on lefty. Oh, they get that bunt down. Attaboy, Rydell. 5-3 putout, but Trig Mapes manages to river dance his way to 2nd base.
Now batting the catcher, number 8, Luis Ayala.
That'll bring Luis Ayala to the plate. 5 hits and 10 at-bats this year. He's seeing the ball well, Ayala is. 500 batting average. Base hit could conceivably score. Mapes, runner on at 2nd base. Lefty pitcher against a righty hitter, giving Ayala a slight advantage there. Fastball right at the letters of Lewis, 2nd-year member of the 57s, along with his twin brother Jose, who's playing in the outfield tonight. The 1-0. Jammed him and fouled right at Sean Lee, 57's first base coach. One the count. Braxton Vale cues up on deck. Big hack. Cruel Intentions, strike 2. One, two count with one down. Good take. That pitch entering the catcher's mitt just above the shoelaces of Luis Ayala. .50-50 here at Mitchell Field, looking nice and chubby. Just heard it's at 2,500 right now. I got mine. Fly ball. This could be trouble. Shallow right field. Matsuzaki is there to make the catch for out number 2. Trig Mapes staying put. Braxton Vale, number 8 hitter. Lefty on lefty encounter here. Silas Hilton on deck. Ground ball, hit to first. Claire out, little hot potato action. Composes himself, flips it to his pitcher who is covering. And the 57s get a hit from Trig Mapes. They're going to leave him stranded out there. 2 innings in the books. Top of 3 coming up, 1-1. 57s and Bulls here on Flow Sports.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors.
Welcome back to Mitchell Field and Swift Current. Brian Schweitzer, face for radio here. Fly ball. Hit to center field. Jose Ayala is able to get a fine beat and track that baseball down. Flying out moments ago, number 9 hitter Jalen Ryan out of El Paso, Texas. Top of the order now, and J.C. Spinoza. Had a hit. His last time up. Righty v righty here. Corte just below the letters for a 1-0 count. Corte pitching to Luis Ayala. Gus Kane at first, Trig Mapes at second, Wilmer Enriquez at short. Brody Alexander at third base, Vale, Jose Ayala, and Silas Hilton, the outfield going from left to right as Spinoza feeds the backstop. 1-1 count. A little bit of smoke haze over the sky here in southwest Saskatchewan. We're fortunate that we're not seeing more of that, and we certainly send well wishes to everyone battling forest fires in northern Saskatchewan and Manitoba as Trig Mapes has to run about 15 yards into the outfield to make that catch. The 57 second baseman tracking that ball as a hawk tracks an unsuspecting field mouse to make the catch. But again, our thoughts and our hearts are heavy with everyone battling forest fires in the northern prairie provinces. Saskatchewan, Alberta, and Manitoba have all had to deal with it. Don't let all those trees surrounding this ballpark fool you. We are not thick with forest in this area. We get the occasional grass fire that is usually hopped on before too much damage can be done, one of the perks of southwest Saskatchewan living. Natural disasters and things to be afraid of are kind of limited to just tornadoes here. As hard hit ball and allowed out to right field. Silas Hilton doing a great job of reading that well off the bat head. As Spinoza, line drive out to right field. Adam Corte and the 57s make quick work of the Bulls. Bottom of 3 coming up. Still 1-1 here at Mitchell Field in Swift Current on Flow Sports. Silas Hilton hitting in the number 9 hole. Gets things going with a single outfielder. Getting himself on base, setting the table for the top of the order for the 57s. Nice little contribution from your number 9 guy. And that'll bring Jose Ayala to the plate. 0 for 1 tonight. Silas Hilton, they tried him at the leadoff spot for a few games. Moved him down the order to number 9. On base now. And the dynamic outfielder from Placitas, New Mexico. See if he's in motion over at first. He's working against a lefty, and yeah, when you're working against a lefty, you're always in his eyesight, so maybe not quite as easy to go for a bag as against a righty, but nothing in 1 the count. Check swing, Berglund, and that one pops away from the catcher as Hilton gallops to second. Heads up base running as a runner in scoring position. Nobody out here. So the situation has us with a little situational hitting now with Jose Ayala. Base hit could give the 57s a lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Gus Kane on deck. Ground ball. Could be a tough one there. Grabbed it short. Spinoza. Oh, he airmails that way over the head of Carter Clarout. And the big guy has to run through acres of foul territory to get that ball. And in the meantime, Silas Hilton comes in to score. Oh, Spinoza tried to make an acrobatic play going 6-3 there. Sometimes you just got to eat that. Tough athletic play to take it on his backhand and spin his body 180 to make that throw that's about 40 yards. And yeah, you want to make the Flow Sports highlight reel, but sometimes, just maybe hang on to it, keep that runner put at second. But 57s take advantage of the throwing error. Silas Hilton comes in to score. That ball that popped away from the catcher, Buford, coming back to haunt the Bulls a little bit as a run comes in to score. That's what the 57s have to do. Got to hold the opposition accountable for some mistakes, and they were able to do that. Ayala on at first. Gus Kane at the plate now. 1-0 count. Lefty on lefty matchup as Kane way up in the air. Adonis Bernal, left fielder, makes the catch for first out here. Berglund hasn't had to throw a ton. Only 23 pitches thus far. We're in the bottom of the third. He's been right around the plate with everything. 19 pitches for striker contact. Only 4 outside the zone. Runner is in motion. Second time through the order for the 57s. Throw is on time and on target. And Jose Ayala at a +1 to his CS stat line. Nobody on now for Enriquez. Fly ball to left field from Gus Kane moments ago. Wilmer Enriquez 1 for 1 with a solo bomb. That was back in the bottom of the first inning. Enriquez, one of those players, he already has 4 home runs in this young season, and when he's at the plate, you can just kind of sense a little bit of energy within the ballpark. Fans excited to see what this dynamic young man from New Brunswick, New Jersey can do. And if he can stay at this hot pace. 2-1 the count with 2 down here. See what Berglund deals him. Goes fastball. Oh, Enriquez just missed that offering. Deuce is wild now. 2-2 pitch. I think a breaking ball might be happening. Nope, he goes fastball, and that's hit to center field. Is he going to be able to put it over the head of the center fielder? Yes, he is. Off the top of the wall. Oh, that just barely stayed in play. Wilmer Enriquez coming within an eyelash of hitting his second bomb of the game. He'll take the stand-up double at second. Deepest part of Mitchell Field, just off the top of the wall at the 400-foot sign. We use that metaphor on this broadcast. Coming within an eyelash, that was a literal eyelash of a second home run off the top of the fence, but then bounced back into play. Maybe the wind just a little bit against it. Rudy Estrella may be appealing that should have been a home run. Now, did it bounce off the wall, off the hitter's eye, and back onto the field? I think Rudy might be trying to appeal to Connor Jocelyn and Brent Chadwick. Chadwick's the crew chief here, and Rudy's been heard. I think he was lobbying for Wilmer to get his 5th tank of the year, but in any event, a 2-out double for Enriquez. And now Brody Alexander, popular local player, with an opportunity to drive a run in here. Speedy Enriquez in scoring position. Two down, lefty on lefty. We've talked about it before on the webcast. When Brody hits for power, it tends to drift in an opposite field direction. And Bernal's playing him pretty shallow. Left fielder is. Lefty on lefty matchup as that pitch goes across the plate for ball 2. Good take from Brody. 2-0 count here. Got to think a fastball's coming his way. Pitch right around the knees, 2-1 the count. '57's, we're calling timeout here. First base coach, I think that's Sean Lee, having a pretty animated conversation with Connor Jocelyn. You can just see that on the right side of your screen. Brent Chadwick, who I believe is the crew chief tonight, makes his way over there. And Rudy Estrella coming up. Conversation still going on here. Rudy Estrella, head coach, out of the dugout. Brent Chadwick saying, come get your boy. And I wonder, I think Sean Lee must have got ejected and we didn't see it. And then he wanted to get his money's worth after getting ejected. And I think this all goes back to Wilmer Enriquez being denied that home run that bounced off the top of the wall. So the 57's other assistant coach, Kenny Jinks, is going to take the first base coach helmet. So yeah, that must be what happened. Sean Lee got ran and then wanted to get his money's worth. Anyway, 2-1 the count to Brody Alexander. 57's have Kenny Jinks coaching first base now. Two and 1 the count with 2 away. Brody pulls that offering foul. Deuce is wild now. I'm still thinking Brody. He's going to go left field oppo over the head of Bernal here. 2-2. Oh, strike 3. One is left stranded, but one does come in to score. Silas Hilton singles, makes his way around, and ends up scoring through a few Lethbridge errors. 2-1 the score. Top of the fourth coming up. 57's and Lethbridge Bulls here on Flow Sports. Lethbridge leading off with their big 3-hole hitter. Second at bat of the game for Carter Clairhout facing Adam Corte. Clairhout, foul ball towards the 57's clubhouse. 10 hits and 18 at bats this year. Clairhout's been a machine, hitting .526, so tough out here. Big guy from Red Deer. Hitting from the left side of the plate. Claerhout, Kaliski, and Drachik due up here for Lethbridge. Heart of their order. Trailing the Swift Current 57s by 1. Solo tank for Wilmer Enriquez, and then Silas Hilton getting himself on base, and then some scrappy base running, bringing him home. Claerhout, just misses on that big swing. That ball will barely escape the infield. Wilmer Enriquez gets underneath it, negotiates with the Swift Current curve, and makes the catch for out number 1 as cleanup hitter Kaliski at the plate now. Jack Kaliski out of San Antonio, Texas. Adam Corte, 43 pitches. Spins a breaking ball. Good take from Kaliski. 2-0 count. Oh. Good bat speed on that foul ball, which gets out of Mitchell Field. Foul territory in a hurry. 2-1 the count. Some long shadows as the sun sets in the western sky. We have entered a golden hour. Well-placed Wilhelm scream from Colin Powers. Public address announcer and music guy extraordinaire. 2-2. Oh. Drop third strike. That's one way to get on base. As the Bulls get scrappy. Strikeout for Corte, but still has a base runner to contend with. And Steven Andrachik up now. Adonis Bernal on deck. Runner on at first is Kaliski with 1 down. '57's back in action tomorrow night. This is game number 1 of a 6-game homestand for Rudy Estrella's team. Regina Red Sox are in town tomorrow. It always gets a little emotional whenever Swift and Regina meet, regardless of the sport. Couple games against Regina tomorrow and Friday night. Saturday and Sunday, Saskatoon Berries are in town. And then Regina back here on Tuesday. That's the 6-game homestand for the 57s beginning tonight with this date with the Lethbridge Bulls. 3-0 count. Corte deals a strike. Ground ball. Took a funny hop on Brody.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 19, Adonis Bernal.
And Adam Corte. Little bit of a mess to clean up. That's tough. 2 base runners. You get a play that easily could have happened at third, and that dropped third strike, so we'll see if the Bulls can hold the 57s accountable now for some mistakes as Adonis Bernal. All gas, no brakes approach at the plate for Bernal. He's been swinging at everything in his first game as a member of the Lethbridge Bulls. Got a hit last time up. And again, just continues to take a cut at everything. See ball, hit ball. The 0-2. Bernal. Line shot to Wilmer Enriquez. Oh, corral that ball, boys. And Wilmer Enriquez tried to make that quick throw to second base, but just a bit of miscommunication in the infield there. That'll happen early in the season, but through that, Kaliski able to make his way to third base. And Lethbridge has the tying run 90 feet away. Drew Bufford at the plate now. So the 57s get the second out, but just an oops in the infield. Advances a runner to third. Towering fly ball. Brody Alexander underneath it, makes the catch. And that'll do it for the Lethbridge Bulls. 57s get themselves into trouble and then get out of it. A couple of maroon shirts are left on base. Bottom of 4 coming up, and Swift still leads it 2-1 here on Flow Sports. Welcome back to the venerable Mitchell Field. Swift Current 57s and the Lethbridge Bulls. 2-1 the score. Swift Current getting themselves in a little bit of trouble in that top of the 4th. Made a couple of errors, but Lethbridge unable to capitalize. Whereas Silas Hilton and the Swift Current 57s were able to take advantage of Lethbridge booting the ball around the infield a little bit as Trig Mapes leading off here. Line drive, right field. And a loud out. But an out nonetheless. And that'll bring Rydell Adair to the plate. Matsuzaki, the right fielder, where he needed to be to make that catch. Rydell, second at bat of the game. Ground ball to third base the last time he was up. Luis Ayala on deck. Lefty-lefty matchup here. 1-1 the count on the called strike. If Berglund can keep throwing that pitch to Adair, it'll be a good night. However, Rydell makes an adjustment and hammers that into center field. Luis Ayala walks to the plate. That's just sick walk-up music. Got to start shazamming some of these to add to the gym playlist. First pitch fastball, letter high, and a good take from Luis Ayala. Braxton Vale, outfielder, on deck. Ayala 0 for 1 tonight. Runner at first for him to work with, Rydell Adair. Fouled off by Lewis. Good Wednesday crowd here at Mitchell Field. Fundraising night in support of the Southwest Facility Foundation. Local group working with the city of Swift Current to try and build a new aquatic center for Swift Current. We got a great thing in Swift, beautiful city, nice parks, beautiful pathways, some great entertainment options. We got an old swimming pool that's just barely holding together. We're due for a new one. And the Southwest Facility Foundation doing some fundraising. They've raised more than $4 million and trying to offset the burden to the taxpayer as that ball foul territory. Carter Clairhout, you can see him on the left or on the right side of your screen make that catch in foul territory for out number 2 as Braxton Vale comes to the plate. Vale batting .333 in this young season. See if Vale can put something together here with 2 outs and advance Rydell Adair that much closer to another 57s run. Lefty on lefty matchup, and Berglund, we've seen him take advantage of that matchup and maybe even, dare we say, get the benefit of the doubt on some pitches low and away, lefty on lefty. Might be an inch or 2 off the plate, but Tyler Murphy's been consistent. And now Vale forced to take a cut at perhaps something undesirable. Nothing in 2 the count now with 2 away. Berglund shakes off the first offering from his catcher. Breaking ball, oh. And Vale not happy about wearing that curveball in the wrist.
Now batting the right fielder, number 25, Silas Hilton.
Well, and Silas Hilton to the plate now, number 9 hitter who got himself on base and subsequently scored back in the 3rd inning. Bottom of the 4th here, he's got 2 to work with. Well hit ball by Hilton to get him on base the last time he was up. Gets another hit. He could give Swift Current a little bit of insurance here in the 4th. All in on that swing, but no water in the pool. Nothing in 1 the count. Hilton, a little bit of a check swing. Low velocity ground ball could be trouble. However, making a good athletic play is Andrachik, the 3rd baseman. And the Swift Current 57s show some offensive signs of life, but they're going to end up stranding a couple here. However, top of the 5th coming up. Swift Current still leads at 2-1 here on Flow Sports.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on.
Brendan McTavish due up for Lethbridge. 8-9-1 due up for the Bulls here. Ground ball. Hit to first. Unassisted put out as Gus Kane is where he needs to be.
Now batting the center fielder, number 7, Jalen Ryan.
Lethbridge Bulls head coach Ryan McDonald's number 9 hitter at the plate now. Jalen Ryan. 0 for 1. Top of the order, and Spinoza on deck. Adam Corte continuing to deal for the 57s, his second appearance of the year. That was his 62nd pitch of the ball game. 4 1/3. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to be tough. Yeah, just past the outstretched glove of Trig Mapes, the middle infielder. Get a hit from your number 9 hitter. And now setting the table for the top of the order is J.C. Spinoza. 1 for 2 tonight. 167 batting average on the year. This is a guy hitting top of the order who Coach McDonald would love to see get going here. Runner on at first for him to work with. We're at that time of the night with the sun setting in the western sky and the long shadows. You got to be careful making any pickoff moves to first base. Fly balls to right field could also be a little bit of an adventure. Fly ball to shallow center. Ayala charges in on that, but Trig Mapes goes for a excursion into the outfield for out number 2.
Number 10, Lee Matsuzaki.
As Lee Matsuzaki, who's been effective for Lethbridge this season. 409 batting average coming into this at bat. 0 for 2 tonight, so you have to wonder if the diminutive outfielder is due for something offensive here. 2 down, runner on at first. Ryan feigning like he might steal second. Doing his best to agitate and get in the dome of the opposition here. 66 pitches and counting for Corte. Here comes number 67, 1-0 count. It's a fastball right across the plate for a called strike. As Colin Powers plays his organ. Oh, quick pickoff move to first. One. Fly ball, right field. Well, more to center, actually, as that one twists and turns. And Jose Ayala makes the catch for out number 3. 1 is left stranded for the Lethbridge Bulls. Bottom of 5 coming up, and it is still a 2-1 lead for the Swift Current 57s here on Flow Sports. Top of the order for the Swift Current 57s, bottom of the 5th. Good thing nobody's getting paid by the hour. We're clipping along pretty good here. Just over an hour into this one, already the bottom of the 5th inning. Means we've had a good night for the pitchers in this one. Berglund for Lethbridge and Corte for the Swift Current 57s. 2-0 count here, top of the order for Swift. Jose Ayala, Gus Kane, and Wilmer Enriquez due up for Swift Current. Berglund's worked fairly efficiency. That's only his 51st pitch of the ball game. And he's been right around the plate on darn near everything. 36 for striker contact, only 15 outside the zone. Ayala feeds the backstop. 2-2 count. Regina Red Sox in town tomorrow night and Friday. Joe Carnahan and the Saskatoon Berries here this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Sunday games this year at Mitchell Field, 4:05 start. Oh! That ball rockets off the bat head, but it's going to be about 50 yards foul. Kids are going to get some cardio chasing that ball down. A long strike for Berglund. The 2-2. That might be playable. And making the catch in front of the backstop is Buford. Caught that one on the underhand. Tough play to make there, and Bufford making it look easy. Brooks and Dunn sings Texan Gus Kane to the plate. Gus 0 for 2 thus far. First pitch, nothing he can work with. Down and in. And a 1-0 count to the 250 hitter. Nobody on base, one down here. Gentle breeze at Mitchell Field. Kane, fly ball, left field, twisting, and Adonis Bernal able to make a good athletic play and ensnare that baseball in his mitt.
Now batting the shortstop, number 30, Wilmer Enriquez.
Wilmer Enriquez. Home run and a double. Enriquez 2 for 2 with a couple of well-hit balls. That double bounced off the top of the fence. It was debated that maybe it should have been a home run as it bounced off the top of the fence and then back into play. The argument is perhaps it went off the hitter's eye before it came back into play, which would have been a home run. However, a double out of the deal. Ground ball hit to third, and Dracic 5-3 put out. And that'll do it for the Swift Current 57s and Wilmer Enriquez. 5 innings in the books. We enter the twilight innings of this contest. Top of 6 coming up, and still a 2-1 Swift Current lead here on Flow Sports.
No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left.
We're getting into the twilight innings of this contest, and Adam Corte, I don't think we can exaggerate at this point to say that he's pitched a gem thus far. 5 innings of work, 5 hits, only 1 earned run. Struck out 2, fly ball. Hit on the right side. Trig Mapes deals with a little bit of a breeze and makes the catch.
Number 26, Jack Kaliski.
I'll tell you what, you keep Carter Clairhout to Ofer, and you're going to have success against Lethbridge. Jack Kaliski at the plate now. Foul ball. Clairhout, Kaliski, and Andrachik, a combined 0 for 7, the heart of the order. 3, 4, 5. Shout out to our peeps in Munster, Saskatchewan, the home of Adam Corte. "71 pitches thrown by Corte thus far, so he's worked efficiently. He's probably got a few more in that right arm. 3rd time through the order. 3 times not yet a charm for the Bulls against Corte. Berglund on the other side has been good too. Jason Berglund, 5 innings, 6 hits. Both runs earned. Only a combined 3 strikeouts in this game, but no walks issued as of yet. Ground ball, grabbed by Mapes, 4-3, and the defense has been fundamentally sound as well. No walks. We're going to knock on wood as we say that, as we are the 57's Homer broadcast here. As Steven Andrachik, number 5 hitter, 0 for 2. Oh, nice breaking ball. Haven't seen that curveball a ton from Corte. He's been able to locate his fastball effectively tonight. And Corte maybe taking advantage of a little bit of a chubby strike zone with that pitch. 0-2 the count. I don't know. Murph has a better look at it than I do, but well. Luis Ayala trying to frame that one up, but nothing doing. 1-2 the count with 2 down. Already the top of the 6th. Andrachik is battling. He's been just a delightful beer batter for the hometown fans, but Ryan McDonald hoping he can contribute for his team here. 2-2. Corte's fastball, it's got good movement on him as well. Righty on righty, that fastball's been real effective, and Lethbridge has just been missing on it tonight. Strike 3, got him looking. Andrachik does not agree with that assessment. Strikeout number 3 for Adam Corte. 3 up, 3 down for the Lethbridge Bulls in their half of the 6th inning. Bottom of 6 coming up. Swift Current still leads at 2-1 here on Flow Sports. Brody Alexander leading off here for the 57s. 4-5-6 due up for Rudy Estrella's team. Alexander, Trig Mapes, and Rydell Adair. Two of those three graduates of the Swift Current minor ball system. Mapes, a graduate of the Great Falls, Montana minor ball system. Great Falls, beautiful, beautiful community. About a 5 to 6 hour drive from here. Shout out to all our American viewers. I know things are a little bit weird right now between Canada and the U.S., but I love you. Thank you for sending your boys to a summer in Swifty. Greatly appreciated, and we hope that they have an awesome experience here. Swing and a miss on that curveball. As Trig Mapes from the aforementioned community of Great Falls makes his way to the plate. The bespectacled infielder is 1 for 2 tonight. Third time facing Berglund. Called strike, 0-1. Berglund. That was pitch number 63 of his evening. Both pitchers tonight, Berglund and Corte, really doing everything that they can. And regardless of how this contest turns out, as of now, you can't really fault their efforts. A couple of great starts tonight for Rudy Estrella and Ryan McDonald. Ground ball hit to short. And Spinoza, smooth as a gravy sandwich on that 6-3, manages to take it on the run like Speedwagon and orchestrate the out. Rydell Adair to the plate. Last time Rydell was up, he hit one on the screws, singling into right center. 2 down, nobody on. Bottom of the 6th inning, a 2-1 57's lead. Only 1 run against the 57s thus far. They're a team with a team ERA of 9.66. And Lethbridge, historically, a team built on a foundation of offense. You look back at Lethbridge, you know, I've been commentating in this league for about 20 years, and Lethbridge, historically a team built on a foundation of solid base running. They always have a lineup full of fast guys, augmented by a couple big donkeys that can hit nukes. Historically, the DNA of Lethbridge. They're always competitive. Last won a league championship, I believe, in 2019. 2018, 2019, around there. It's never an easy game against Lethbridge. One and two, the count to Rydell Adair. 2 down, lefty on lefty encounter here. Called strike 3, catching the outside corner. And that'll do it for the Swift Current 57s. 6 innings in the books. Top of 7 coming up still. 2-1 Speedy Creek here on Flow Sports. Adonis Bernal leading off for Lethbridge here in the top of the 7th inning. Bernal 1 for 2, and he is the lone Lethbridge Bull to touch home plate tonight. One and two the count. Adam Corte has been real good for the 57s tonight. Got a great start out of Corte. Bernal, foul ball. The 1-2 pitch. Bernal, fly ball, center field. Ayala. One down.
Now batting the catcher, number 17, Drew Bufford.
6, 7, 8 due up for Ryan McDonald's Lethbridge Bulls. Bernal, number 6 hitter. Now it's Drew Bufford, catcher, number 7 hitter from Little Elm, Texas. Great pitch, righty on righty from Adam Corte. Again, movement on that fastball. And it's been effective. There's a shot that could be trouble. No, Trig Mapes ventures into the outfield to make that catch. Actually, it looks like a defensive substitution. That is not Trig Mapes that made that catch. Wait for that young man to turn around so we can see who it is. In the meantime, the Bulls are going to get a hit as Brennan McTavish goes oppo. And McTavish, that's his 2nd hit of the ball game. He's been an offensive bright spot for Lethbridge here.
Now batting the center fielder, number 7, Jalen Ryan. Defensive change for the Swift.
Oh, here we go.
Now playing second base, number 23, David Jenks.
Oh, David Jinks in to play second base. All righty. Fastball called strike. You know, you talk to players over the years about various strike zones and everything, and they often say they just want consistency. And tonight the zone has been consistently swollen. You got two guys that are good athletes, Berglund and Corte. You couple that with a hefty zone, and you don't want to say it's going to be a long night, because it's not. It's going to be a quick night. Top of the 7th inning, and here we are, an hour 20 into this one. 1 and 2 the count with 2 down. Are we saying a big zone is why these pitchers have done so well tonight? Heck no. Deuce is wild now. '57s, bottom of the WCBL East with an 0-5 record. Can Adam Corte lead them to their first W? That offering is something that the hitter at the plate, Jalen Ryan, has to get out the way of. Full count now. 3-2 count. Pitch number 94 jams Ryan as that's fouled back. keep an eye on the 57's bullpen as Adam Corte gets closer to 100 pitches here. No creatures stirring in Swift's bullpen. 2-2 the count. 94 pitches deployed thus far by Corte. 3-2. Ground ball. Enriquez. Oh, that's a tough play, and lost at first base, and that heads into the acres of foul territory. And Swift unable to get a fine beat on that baseball. And coming all the way around and scoring is McTavish.
Now batting the shortstop, number 2, J.C. Spinoza.
Enriquez took that ball on the run, throw to first. Kane wasn't able to squeeze it. And the Bulls have tied it up here. And we're starting to see some creatures stirring in Swift Current's bullpen. 95 pitches thrown thus far by Corte. Ah, that's tough. A low-velocity ground ball, and that's a tough play for Enriquez to charge it and make that throw. One hopper to Gus Kane that got off the chain. And I feel for that young man on the mound now who's pitched a heck of a game and deuces a ground ball, and they're able to tie it. And that 2-out single by Brennan McTavish comes back to haunt the 57s. In any event, tie game here. Still lots of baseball left to be played. We're getting set for the 7th inning stretch here. We're in for a big finish here in what's been a bit of a defensive chess match here between the orange-clad 57s and their maroon and gray counterparts. 1-1 the count now. Fastball up. 3-1, a rare hitter's count. As here comes pitch number 100 of Corte's night. And it's fouled off. A long strike for the native of Munster. 2-2. Two-two pitch. Runner in motion. Jammed him. Fly ball. Braxton Vale, left field. Catch made. One is stranded, and one comes in to score. On one, Swift Current 57's error. We will stretch, and we'll be back in the bottom of the 7th. 2-2 the score. 57s and Lethbridge Bulls here on Flow Sports. All right, nice little 7th inning stretch here at Mitchell Field. And a new pitcher for the Lethbridge Bulls as Ryan McDonald deploys Calgarian Aiden Newton.
Leading off for the split curve 57's the catcher, number 8, Luis Ayala.
Luis Ayala to lead off against the Newtonian one. This will be his 2nd appearance of the year. 2 innings of work. 2 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. Hasn't walked anybody as of yet and has struck out 5. And if you're good at math, you already know that his ERA is 9. How about Jason Berglund, the native of Parker, Colorado, going 6 innings? He allowed 6 hits, only 2 earned runs on his watch, striking out 3 and didn't walk anybody along the way. So Ryan McDonald has to be happy with the start that he got out of Berglund, as Berglund, decent velo from the left. And now they bring in a right-hander that looks like he's throwing pretty hard. And Newton, 1-1 the count. Ayala, there's going to be a single for Lewis. 57s led 2-1 beginning in the 3rd. Lethbridge scraping one across the plate on a throwing error by the 57s in the top of the 7th. Braxton Vale now. Will step into the batter's box, hitting from the left side against this right-hander. Is that going to stay fair? Oh, no, just about 6 inches on the wrong side of the chalk line. A few field umpires here in the stands at Mitchell Field said that was a fair ball, but Connor Joslin was right there, and he had a good eye on it. I'll trust Connor this time around. It was close. Fastball in the dirt, hops away from Bufford, and Ayala is able to scurry to second. So nobody out in the potential go-ahead run in scoring position here. 57s with some opportunity here to knock Ayala around. Braxton Vale. Oh, gets that bunt down. Nice bunt. He's there. Bunt single from the speedy Braxton Vale. Advances the runner to third. We got runners on the corners here and nobody out. What's that? That's the 57s knocking on the door. Silas Hilton, who's 1 for 2. And if Hilton can come up big here, somebody might name a hotel chain after him. We'll see. 1-0 count. You got the athletically inclined Braxton Vale at first base, runner on at third. You maybe try a little smoke and mirrors. Yep, nope. Thought Vale was in motion there. He feigned like he was going to take off. 2-0 count to Silas. Top of the order, and Jose Ayala on deck. Jose's twin brother Lewis at third base. 2-0. Braxton Vale's going. Throw to second, not in time. Runner stays put at third. They call him out. Well, Chadwick had a good look over there at second. He's right on top of it. I thought he was in under the tag, but in any event, Braxton Vale erased from the equation. There's 1 out now with a 2-1 count to Silas Hilton. Only 1 down. He's got options. Get that ball in play and see what happens. Newton spins the slippery wizard there for strike 2. 2-2 pitch with one down. Fouled off. And again, to any baseball families who are going to be making the trek up north, or maybe from the east or west to Swift Current, there. Here's where I'm set up. Guy in the yellow waving under the nutrient sign. Come say hi if you're ever in Swift. Strike 3 gets Silas Hilton, and the Bulls aren't out of trouble yet, but they can breathe a little bit easier. 2 down. We'll see if the Ayalas can put something together here. Lewis at third, Jose at the plate. 2 down, 2-2 the score. My stool needs some WD-40. Ball put into play, the swinging bunt. Charged by the third baseman, and Andrachik makes a big play when he needed to. And Luis Ayala is left stranded. 7 innings are history. 2-2 the score, top of 8 straight ahead here on Flow Sports.
No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left on after.
New pitcher for the Swift Current 57s as Adam Corte does everything he could tonight for the hometown 57s. We'll have his line for you in just a moment here, but we're going to talk about the guy on the mound right now throwing his warm-up pitches. It is Broderick Bornstein. This will be his 3rd appearance of the young season. 5 2/3 innings of work. He's allowed 6 hits, 4 earned runs, hasn't walked anybody, and has struck out 6. 6.35 earned run average, so Bornstein checks in relief. Adam Corte, what can you say about his night? 7 innings, allowing 6 hits. Only 1 earned run on his watch, and he struck out 3 along the way. Did not walk anybody.
The 8th inning is brought to you by the King Hotel Steakhouse and Spring Garden Family Restaurant. Both locations offer a variety of menu options for the whole family.
Well, Corte won't be the pitcher of record, but let's win this one for him. What say we, boys?
Number 10, Lee Matsuzaki.
The Bulls here in the top of the 8th, pretty much where they want to be. Lee Matsuzaki leading off here. It's 2-3-4 for them. Matsuzaki, Clairhout, and Kaliski. Those 3 a combined 0 for 9 tonight against Adam Corte. They got Broderick Bornstein to deal with now, and first pitch to Matsuzaki is fouled off. Swift Current kids chasing that ball down for a loony, which for our American friends who are learning about Canada for the first time this summer, a loony is a Canadian dollar, referred to as such because it has a loon on it, the bird. Bornstein trying to paint that outside corner. Doesn't get the benefit of the doubt on that pitch. 1-2 the count. Foul ball. Carter Clarout warming up on deck. Strike three, got him. Broderick Bornstein, his 7th strikeout of the season. Nice way to enter the game.
Number 23, Carter
Clarout 0 for 3. It's a young season. He began this game with a batting average well over 500, now hitting 476. Adam Corte had his number. Can Broderick Bornstein keep this big bull at bay? The 1-0 with one down. Fastball just a bit up. Two-0. Carter Clarout out of Red Deer, Alberta. 2-1. Hammers that ball foul down the first base side. Gotta get some WD-40 for my stool. That's getting annoying. 2-2. Clarout working a full count here. Well, we got a relief pitcher who tends to strike guys out against a stud at the plate here. Full count, late innings, tie ball game. And Clarout just missed. Popped it up. Jinx makes the catch. That ball hit a mile in the air, and it descends into the glove of 23. And that'll bring Jack Kaliski to the plate, 0 for 3 tonight. Striking out once against Corday. Top of the 8th inning, 2-2 the score. Foul ball that no one on the playing surface will be able to get to. Bornstein, righty on righty, just a little bit off the plate with that 1-0 or that 0-1 offering, pardon me. Two out here in the top of the 8th. Oh, that's just a filthy pitch. Kaliski was thinking fastball, and that breaking ball, he was way out in front of it. 1-2 the count. Ooh, that one buzzes Bornstein's control tower, and Broderick, a little bit of frustration that he wasn't able to make the play as that one sailed right past his ear at high speed. So a 2-out single brings Steven Andrechik to the plate. Andrechik 1 for 3. The real thorn in the side of the 57s offensively tonight is Brennan McTavish, who hits number 8 in the lineup, who's 2 for 3 tonight. And that pitch getting away from Bornstein. 2-out hit batsman.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 19, Adonis Bernal.
Kaliski takes a very slow walk to second base. And Adonis Bernal, who's 1 for 3 with a run scored. And Kenny Jinks, who this time last year was a pitcher for the Swift Current 57s, now an assistant coach, is going to put together a little bit of a Zoom meeting here on the mound. Bring it in the infield to strategize what to do in this situation. You got a big guy at second base. And a guy at the plate, we talked about this, Adonis Burnell. His approach in the batter's box, he's all gas, no brakes, just swinging at everything. 2 out. Burnell 1 for 3 with a run scored. Bornstein. That fastball's 1.5 feet off the plate. 1-0 count. And again, off the plate to Burnell. And I think Bornstein's going to have to bring that pitch a little bit closer to the plate. They know that this guy swings at everything, but not taken at those offerings off the plate. Gets a piece of that ball and sends it into right field. Silas Hilton makes the catch, and the 57's out of trouble as a couple maroon shirts are left on the bases. Yeah, Lethbridge, they got a couple runners on, but weren't able to get anything across the plate. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 2-2 the score. 57's and Lethbridge Bulls here on Flow Sports.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on after 7.5.
All right, Gus Kane leading off for the 57's. Kane, Enriquez, Alexander, 2-3-4 due up for the 57's, barring any substitutions by Coach Rudy Estrella. 57's in pursuit of their first win of the season. They're 0 for 5, currently in the basement of the WCBL East. That pitch off the catalogs of the catcher Bufford. Lethbridge got a great start out of Jason Bergerland, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, struck out 3, didn't walk anyone, allowed 6 hits. Aiden Newton out of Calgary, his second inning of work, allowed 2 hits, but got himself out of trouble when he came in the 7th. Here we are in the bottom of the 8th. Gus Kane, 3-0 count in a 2-2 ball game. Is he swinging away here? Nope. He takes. Newton obliges by throwing him a strike. 3-1. Lights on here at Mitchell Field. Three-one. Kane making Newton throw him a strike, and he does. 3-2. Drop third strike, and they'll get him at first.
Now batting, the shortstop number 30, Wilmer Enriquez.
Well, Wilmer Enriquez. He's been the human highlight reel for the 57s. Offensive lead, 2 for 3 with a home run and a double. Two the score. 1-0 count. Newton. High hopper. Grabbed it short. Spinoza. 6-3 put out.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 5, Brody Alexander.
Breaking ball. Strike 1. The 0-1. Heater. Up and out. Fastball off the chain. David Jinks on deck where Trig Mapes was. Defensive substitution a few innings ago. Jinks, see if he gets his first at bat here in this 8th inning. 3-1 count here. He's got to be thinking of fastballs coming his way. Bernal in left field has been playing him shallow tonight. He's backing up a little bit here. And Alexander draws a walk. So Brody finding his way on base. 2-out walk. Now David Jinks. And we're going to get a little bit of strategizing here. Meeting on the mound. Bottom of the 8th inning. 2-2 the score. Lethbridge 1-3 in this young season. Lethbridge, a convincing win last night over the Okotoks Dogs, touching up the flagship franchise of the league 6-0 at Siemens Stadium in Okotoks. Lethbridge had lost 3 prior to that, so they really figured it out last night against a really tough program. '57s 0-5 this year, looking for their first win. Coming into this game with a team ERA of 9.66, and Lethbridge, a historically offensive squad. Rudy Estrella's got to be happy with only 1 earned run by his team in this 2-2 ball game. 0-2. Jinks check swing, gets a piece of it. Rydell Adair, who's 1 for 2 on deck. David Jinks out of Georgia. This is his 4th at bat of the year. Still looking for his first hit. Nothing in 2 count. Brody Alexander at first after that walk. Good take from Jinks, 1 and 2. The 1-2. Called strike 3. Got him. And the 57s will leave one stranded. Top of the 9th coming up. It's a 2-2 baseball game here in Swift Current on Flow Sports. Drew Bufford leading off for the Bulls here. 7-8-9. Ground ball. And over to cover is Bornstein, and he dropped the ball. Throw is a little bit off target. And Bufford scraps his way on base. Both teams tonight at times have gotten themselves into trouble, but they managed to get out of trouble. In this low-scoring defensive-style chess match. I think the Bulls are going to pinch run for their catcher Bufford here. Yep. Luke Wheatley into run. So Bufford out, Wheatley in. Oh. Broderick Bornstein keeping Wheatley honest. Feigns the throw to first. Ball hops away from the catcher.
Pinch runner for the Lethbridge Bulls at first base, number 9, Luke Wheatley.
Gonna get that bunt down. That bunt rolled foul. Runner in motion. Wheatley trying to swipe a bag, and he is in safe at second. So nobody out in a runner in scoring position now, as at the plate is Brennan McTavish. 2 hits tonight. If he gets his 3rd hit of the ballgame, Lethbridge could take a lead here. Fouled off.
Kids, that's another Blues Automotive Group foul ball. Running at that ball and bring it back to the merge table to get a loony.
So McTavish scrapping, 2-2 count. Called strike 3, got him, Broderick Bornstein. It's a big strikeout. McTavish has been a tough out tonight.
Broderick Bornstein. Now batting the center fielder, number 7, Jalen Ryan.
Jalen Ryan out of El Paso, Texas. 1 for 3 tonight, 235 on the year. Base hit could give Lethbridge the lead here with Wheatley at second base. Top of the order and Spinoza on deck. Spinoza 1 for 4. Only one down now with a runner in scoring position. Fouled off here in the top of the 9th. 1-1 the count. The 1-1. Fastball careening towards the ear hole into the catcher's mitt. Two and one now with one down. Runner on its scoring position. 2-2 the score here, top of the 9th inning. There's one down. Oh, the swinging bunt. That could be trouble. Enriquez, 6-3. Runner advances to third. Top of the order up now in Spinoza.
The shortstop, number 2, J.C. Spinoza.
Go ahead run potentially 90 feet away. And can the 57s get themselves out of trouble one more time tonight? 2-2 ball game. That's it to right field. And Silas Hilton dove, but no water in the pool. And in the top of the 9th, J.C. Spinoza, a line drive shot to right field. Silas Hilton came close to squeezing that one. Laid it all out there, but runner on at third base, not quite able to squeeze it. And now Rudy Estrella is going to emerge from the dugout here. And it looks like he's calling in a lefty from the bullpen. Broderick Bornstein, 1 2/3, allowing 2 hits, an unearned run. And he struck out 2. So the 57s go to lefty Luke Reeser. Reeser, this will be his second appearance of the year. 1 inning of work. One appearance, 3 innings of work. 1 earned run. Struck out 2 and walked 1, 0-1 on the year with an ERA of 3. Broderick Bornstein, good appearance in relief, and you got to think Rudy Estrella making this move to go lefty-lefty here and send Reeser against Lee Matsuzaki, who's hitting .375 in this young season. However, 0 for 4 tonight and striking out twice. So Reeser comes in to go lefty-lefty. 57s in the bottom of the ninth will need at least one here if they want to get out of Swift tonight with their first win. Actually, they're not going to be getting out of Swift for a while. This is game number 1 of a 6-game homestand. Regina Red Sox in town tomorrow and Friday. The Saskatoon Berries here Saturday and Sunday, and then the Regina Red Sox are back on Tuesday. That including this game with Lethbridge tonight, comprising the 57's 6-game homestand. Out of town scoreboard as Luke Reeser warms up. Let's see what's going on around the league here. Regina Red Sox in the top of the 7th, leading the Medicine Hat Mavericks 5-4 at Curry Field in Regina. The Okotoks Dogs, fresh off being embarrassed by these Lethbridge Bulls 24 hours ago in a 6-0 ball game, are leading the Sylvan Lake Gulls 5-4 in the top of the 7th at Gulls Stadium. At Tom Lang Park, the Moose Jaw Miller Express are leading the Weyburn Beavers 5-3. The Energy City Cactus Rats trailing the Brooks Bombers 5-3 at Elksfield and Brooks. And the Saskatoon Berries leading the Fort McMurray Giants 13-4. That is in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 out here, Luke Reeser coming in. Rudy Estrella getting his lefty-on-lefty matchup with Lee Matsuzaki, the native of Honolulu, Hawaii. Runner in motion. We could end this right here, and they got him. Oh, wow, on target. Luis Ayala. Shooting him down. Spinoza caught stealing. However, a little bit of damage done, and the 57s have a deficit of 1 that they have to pay in the bottom of the 9th. 3-2. Lethbridge, bottom of the 9th, straight ahead on Flow Sports. Well, all hands on deck in the 57's dugout. Lethbridge going to a lefty here to try and lock things down. Jacob Hageman, 1 appearance, 2 1/3 innings of work. He's allowed 3 hits. No strikeouts, walked 1, and has surrendered an earned run, 3.85 earned run average. Aiden Newton going 2 innings, 2 hits. Struck out 3, walked 1, faced 8. Right Aladair. Could be trouble. Hit to right field. And zeroing in and making the catch. Lethbridge Bulls outfield, and 1 down.
Now batting the catcher, number 8, Luis Ayala.
Luis Ayala Calls timeout in mid windup. Pitchers just love that. One 0 count to Ayala. Hagman, lefty. Fastball for ball 2.
For Lethbridge, number 25, Ben Simmons.
Two and 1 the count. Both teams have 8 hits here. 3 and 1 count here. Three one. And Ayala draws a walk. Potential tying run is on. And Braxton Vale to the plate now.
Now batting the left fielder, number 13, Braxton Vale.
It was Lee Matsuzaki, the right fielder, that made that great catch for the first out. Braxton Vale 1 for 2. 385 average on the year. 1 down, 1 on. Silas Hilton on deck. Can the 57s tie it here in the bottom of the 9th? Fastball up. Good take from Vale. What was once a rather robust strike zone feels like it's tightened up a little bit in the twilight innings here. Foul ball by Vale, and that one sneaks into the seats. So Braxton Vale 1 and 2 the count, as he tries to keep the rally train rolling here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 3-2 the 57s trail. 57's got a lead in the 3rd inning. Strike 3. They held on to that lead until the 7th as Vale is out number 2.
Now batting the right fielder, number 25, Silas Hilton.
Silas Hilton, who's 1 for 3 with a run scored, will try and keep his 57s alive here in the bottom of the 9th. He represents the go-ahead run. Fly ball, right field, Matsuzaki. And that'll do it. That's a tough one. Adam Corte came out and gave the 57s a fantastic start, going 7 innings, threw around 100 pitches. But the Lethbridge Bulls, they find a way. Score 1 in the top of the 9th and hang on to win here. 3-2, the Lethbridge Bulls take this one. 57's back in action right away tomorrow night. The Regina Red Sox will be in town, 7:05 first pitch. We'll have that game for you on Flow Sports. Player of the game tonight, you got to look at Adam Corte. His start, 7 innings. Only 1 earned run on his walk, or on his watch. He didn't walk anybody and struck out 3 along the way. Honorable mention to Wilmer Enriquez with a home run and a double. Well, that'll do it from Mitchell Field and Swift Current. The Swift Current 57s come close to getting their first W of the season, but not meant to be tonight. They'll try again tomorrow night with Regina in town. On behalf of our IT specialist, Joe Collinson, making sure everything ran fine tonight, Jamie Butter LeBlanc operating our scoreboard this evening, it's Ryan Schweitzer saying good night from Mitchell Field in Swift Current.